For In Motion, I'm Kurt Parker. As students and staff make their way along Pollock Road at Penn State's University Park campus, most never take the time to notice the granite wall with the name Atherton emblazoned in bronze letters, or the man in profile on the adjoining wall. Upon closer inspection, they would find that buried there is George Washington Atherton, Penn State University's 7th president. He is often referred to as Penn State's second founder. Atherton reinvigorated what was then the Pennsylvania State College after years of uncertainty and financial difficulty.
When George Atherton came to Penn State in 1882, this institution was on the verge of closing its doors. It was in a period of drift. It couldn't make up its mind what it wanted to be. It offered some classical studies, some literary studies, a little bit of basic science, some agriculture. It really wasn't distinct from many other colleges and universities throughout the state. And Atherton basically rescued Penn State. He realized it could fulfill a niche in the Commonwealth's educational scheme by returning to its roots as a land-grant institution.
An avid proponent of land-grant education, his tenure marked a renaissance for the Pennsylvania State College, introducing engineering studies and turning the school into one of the nation's largest undergraduate engineering colleges.
Atherton introduced engineering to the Penn State curriculum. And that was very important because you have to keep in mind that Pennsylvania was probably the most highly industrialized and industrializing state in the nation at that time. And in the Atherton administration, degree programs in civil engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, chemical engineering were introduced and proved extremely popular statewide with prospective students.
His leadership founded the Agricultural Experiment Station as a center for scientific research, and Atherton helped draft the Hatch Act that gave annual federal support to such stations nationwide, setting the precedent of congressional support for academic research. Atherton's improvements and cultivation of good relations with the Commonwealth so impressed the state legislature that it authorized regular appropriations to the college beginning in 1887. He also oversaw the first significant building construction since the college's opening in 1855.
During the Atherton years, 1880s, 1890s, Penn State experienced its first building boom. And in part, it was because Atherton recognized the important role that philanthropy could play in the physical plant or new and enlarged facilities. So we have Charles Schwab donating funds for an auditorium, Andrew Carnegie donating funds for a library, but Atherton also worked very closely with the state legislature and was able to, for the first time, get regular state appropriations to Penn State. This expansion of facilities really was a result of the fact that our student body was growing at a tremendous rate. From 80-some when Atherton came to Penn State to nearly 1,000 in the early 1900s. And we had to have more buildings. We had to have a larger physical plant to accommodate that growth.
Atherton died 100 years ago in July of 1906. Upon Atherton's death, General James A. Beaver, former Pennsylvania governor and president of the Penn State Board of Trustees, suggested that Atherton be interred on campus. Beaver originally suggested Atherton be buried in front of Old Main. Atherton's family disagreed because at the time, the front of Old Main was a busy area and a grave might be the target of pranks. Instead, they chose the quieter north side of Schwab Auditorium, where at the time the road there terminated in farms at both ends. Today, however, Pollock Road is a much busier street and the front of Old Main is much quieter. In 1982, the university surrounded the marble slab marking Atherton's burial spot with a granite wall and a small meditation courtyard. A ghost legend persists today that Atherton's friendly spirit roamed Schwab Auditorium. While that claim cannot be substantiated, it would be nice to think that the spirit of the man who meant so much to this university still lives today. For In Motion, I'm Kurt Parker.